Welcome to W-EMU, where we read the Reddit news. Darling, our top story tonight comes with frame damage, Ford signatures, and the distinct smell of dealership-grade desperation. We're going to go to Salt Lake City, where one Redditor says they bought a clean title car from Low Book Sales, only to discover that it came with a tack welded frame and a forged notice of salvage. That's right. Utah's own Low Book Sales allegedly sold a structurally unsafe vehicle, backdated a legal document, and used a little-known sales tactic called, "We didn't mean to send you that forged form." And when the buyer confronted them, the COO didn't respond with help. He viewed their LinkedIn because nothing screams corporate accountability like a little mild internet stalking. Let's shift gears and go check in with what's his Baz, who's outside our Utah with more. Baz!
Thanks, Lainey. It does not look good. I'm here outside our Utah where the sentiment is less low book and more low integrity. The Redditor known as User Horrific Truth says her dealership experience involved forged documents, post-sale threats, and what appears to be a salvage title surprise party held 13 days after signing. Even the state mascot, Get Geffard, was summoned because when Utah hits DEFCON fraud, Geffard is the one who shows up to expose the situation while doing absolutely nothing to actually alleviate it. But it sure feels the fuck good, doesn't it? As a former Utah resident who has done business with Low Book Sales, I can absolutely confirm that their sales tactics are shady at best and a completely scummy place to go car shopping. Their interest rates offer the solid assurance that in the end you will be paying 3 times the car's value, assuming the car has any real value when they sold it to you in the first place. And yes, Op did file complaints with the DMV, the FTC, and what I assume is every 3-letter agency this side of the Mississippi. As for the COO who went browsing Op's professional history, one Redditor noted that likely checking your LinkedIn to see how capable or likely you are to file a lawsuit, and it turns out in this case Op is actually quite likely to file the lawsuit. And Lainey, it is not lost on me that we are listening to someone who pays for LinkedIn subscription service so they can see who views their profile on a website which includes a subreddit called Our LinkedIn Lunatics. That fact alone makes me think that maybe this story unfolded in a galactic way of letting us know here that everyone sucks. Back to you, Lainey.
Thanks, Baz. Look, if your dealership's best defense is, "We didn't mean to send you the forged document," then I have a gently used bridge to sell you. Full market value, dealer warranty included, but oops, I just meant to think about emailing the structural failure. This isn't about a single sale gone wrong. It's about what happens when the car lots prey on young buyers with shady paperwork and pray they don't read the PDF metadata. And that, dear viewers, is why you always inspect the frame and the fine print. Coming up, a small town bans juice boxes from public parks, citing straw-related trauma. No, really, that's a thing. Stay tuned. Tired of being emotionally unstable, socially invisible, spiritually meh?
Sick of people not responding to your text even though you sent haha twice?
Introducing Like and Subscribe, the all-natural, algorithm-approved supplement guaranteed to make you hotter, smarter, and more tolerable at brunch.
It's not just a button, it's a lifestyle. With just one dose, you'll gain instant validation, digital charisma, aura of relevance, and 3 to 5 business days of pure uncut main character energy.
Side effects may include spontaneous glow-ups, increased follower count, and the sudden urge to start a podcast.
If you or a loved one you know suffers from low engagement, chronic lurking, or being mid,
try Like and Subscribe today. Because why go to therapy when you can go viral?
Ask your comment section if Like and Subscribe is right for you.
And we are back on W-EMU Reddit News, reading Reddit like it matters most. And now for a different story, we go to our Am I Overreacting?, where a woman who fled her abusive ex, changed her number, and physically moved to escape his stalking, just got dropped back into the spiral trauma by someone she called a friend. Now, that friend apparently thought the ex had probably changed, so she gave OP's new phone number. Let me just say that again, slower, for the people in the back who are ethically challenged. This man flew across international borders to stalk her, and she had to move to a new residence, change every form of contact just to stay safe. And her friend said, sure, what could go wrong? OP says she was finally healing and reclaimed a sense of safety. That illusion was shattered the second her ex, armed with her brand new number, popped up again like a jump scare in a slasher film. And the friend? She's acting like OP is tweaking because it's been a whole year and maybe... whatever. Yeah, whatever. The whole thing... well, let's just say this friend is not. I think we should go now to Baz, who's standing outside our Am I Overreacting, where the commenters have made it clear this wasn't just a line crossed, it was a border breached. Baz.
Thanks, Lainey. It does not look good. Reddit has issued an arrest warrant for the phrase, "maybe he's changed." And while this community is generally useless when it comes to domestic violence situations, they are accidentally right this time. User Raven8828 says this is how murders happen. So we're clearly into some deep thought territory with these ones. Silver Jerk added that every person with ties to the X is now a vulnerability, and X should cut them all off before one of them forwards a Google Calendar invite to her front door. So the usual Reddit advice of break up with your life, because this is Reddit. However, this time it is fairly justified. The comment section was less a discussion and more a survivor support summit. People shared their stories of moving cities, cutting off social circles, and even hiding their online presence just to avoid one obsessive person. One Redditor walked into a party thrown by her best friend only to discover her abuser had gotten engaged to said friend, who accused her of lying about the abuse because he didn't propose to her. In conclusion, when a person says don't give my number to my abuser, and you say he seems nice now, that doesn't make you a peacekeeper. It makes you an attack vector. And if you're seeking advice on Reddit for this, I do not envy your situation. Back to you, Lainey.
Thank you, Baz. Look, there is no statute of limitations on PTSD. 1 year is not a magical cooling off period that neutralizes all the trauma. It's not like yogurt where you can just, check the date and take a sniff. No, letting someone back into another person's life without their consent, that is not friendship, it's complicity. You don't hand someone the keys to a locked door because you believe they deserve closure. You hand them the doorbell of a therapist. And to OP, no, you're not overreacting. You're reacting appropriately to the betrayal by someone who should have been a firewall, not a wormhole. Next, an HOA votes unanimously to ban a woman from planting daffodils because the pattern looks judgmental. Sheesh. More after this.
Ever looked at something so confusing, so baffling, you just had to ask? Make it make sense.
Now you can. Introducing Make It Make Sense, the only device guaranteed to untangle the spaghetti in your brain. Got a puzzle? A mystery? A Reddit thread more tangled than your headphone wire?
It makes it make sense, like magic, or, well, science. Probably science.
How does it work? It's simple. You just press this button and poof, clarity.
Make it make sense, no need to pretend. From chaos to order, it's your best friend. Make it make sense, don't break your head. Plug in the device and move ahead. Make it make sense, because sometimes you gotta ask.
And we are back. W-EMU Reddit News. And for tonight's story that did not make it to the top, we're headed to our Phoenix, where Reddit user Reddit user OP issued a spicy preemptive thank you to local police for doing absolutely fuck all nothing about illegal mortar-style fireworks, turning entire neighborhoods into war zones. The sarcasm hit so hard, it lit up the comment section faster than the sky burst over South Mountain. The post, framed as a shout-out from me and my dogs, called out the annual 4th of July tradition in Phoenix. PTSD flashbacks, panicked pets, and hour-long backyard fireworks show featuring explosives that would make the Pentagon blush. The message? We all know what's going to happen, we all know who's doing it, and also we know nobody's gonna stop them. Let's just go over to Baz. He's the one that's going to talk to the commenters. Baz, you're standing outside of our Phoenix where the sky is full of color and the air is full of resentment.
Thanks, Lainey. It does not look good. The only thing flying higher than the fireworks this week is Phoenix's collective blood pressure. According to Reddit, the city's celebration has officially become a soundcheck for the end times. The Reddit comments are all allied with the dislike of fireworks in the city, but in a city where the police do not even enforce traffic laws and rarely show up to the scene of major car crashes, I am not sure any agency has the actual bandwidth to enforce the sort of totalitarian society they seem to want, where each and every one of them gets their way individually. In typical Reddit fashion, the mob mentality sets in and rational discussion heads out. I do understand the complaint about fireworks, I do. But it has been almost 50 years for me and people show no signs of stopping their bombardment of their locale to show how much they love it. So it might be time to simply find a way to deal with it and be happy that the explosions are not yet being followed up with ground support troops. Back to you, Lainey.
Thank you, Baz. Here's the thing. When your celebration of independence involves launching ordinances from a cul-de-sac, terrifying veterans, waking up every toddler in a 6-mile radius, and sending dogs into cardiac arrest, you're not celebrating freedom, you're hosting an involuntary block party from hell. The police won't show up. The city won't enforce the fines. And we all just white-knuckle it until sunrise and hope this isn't the year that someone turns the backyard barbecue into a 4-alarm disaster? You want to support the troops. You want to make them relive combat from your driveway? You want to celebrate America? Try empathy. That's part of the freedom that doesn't explode. Okay, coming up, a wedding gets crowdsourced by Reddit. The result? Well, you know what the result's going to be. It's going to be awful. Stay tuned. Want to feel legally invincible without ever opening a textbook? Enroll today in the Reddit Law degree online, where courtroom confidence comes from comment section, not case study.
I didn't need law school. I just quoted the Constitution under a meme about parking tickets. Now I win every argument.
Master the art of vaguely citing laws. Learn powerful phrases like, pretty sure that's legal, this violates my right, and the unstoppable eyes on TikTok about this. Apply today and you'll get our exclusive starter kit, including 1 free copy-paste cease and desist, a lifetime immunity to facts, and a certificate printed in NS. If you try and use this degree in court, we will laugh at you publicly. And we're back at W-EMU, reading Reddit. Again, not our top story tonight, but a story nevertheless. A newcomer to Phoenix posted on our Phoenix that she is equal parts impressed and terrified of the locals. Why? Because at 96 degrees Fahrenheit, she saw people casually wearing jeans, long sleeves, and even sweaters like it was a foggy day in Portland. The OP, not going to say the name, said she grew up in the desert, but not this desert, because this desert apparently doesn't believe in thermodynamics. Here, heat stroke is a seasoning, and a sweater is a badge of honor. It's not just survival, it's style. We're going to go on over now to Baz, who's standing in front of our Phoenix, where it's sweater weather for sociopaths. Baz?
Thanks, Lainey. It does not look good. It's July in Phoenix, and apparently that means fireworks shows in fleece-lined fashion. Redditor I'm told for the fuck says that once you hit your first 110 day, you basically ascend to your final form. Baggy clothes, internal water scheduling, and heat-induced enlightenment. He calls it survival. Others call it a lifestyle. Delicious Roots 82 whatever calls it lizard time. Another user who is a mail carrier simply said, "We're superhuman," and nobody questioned it because mail carriers in Phoenix do in fact deliver the mail on time and in temperatures up to 118 degrees with no air conditioning in their tiny, not ice cream truck Jeeps. Cranksta described the heat as a giant oven hug that crashes the cold out of your soul. He voluntarily lies in a driveway and bakes like a human casserole, so I don't know what his fucking problem is. Disharmony Hellride, a neuroscience major, brought the science. Your veins apparently migrate closer to your skin in this heat. Phoenix doesn't just toughen you up, it rearranges your circulatory system. The reality is, yes, it is tough to survive here, as we know. I do not know what to add. This city is fucking hot and the sun is extremely bright, something nobody ever mentions except for me, and I do all the time. Back to you, Lainey.
Well, thank you, Baz. It is good to know that it is bright out there. Thank you for mentioning it. And here's the Phoenix paradox. It is 100 degrees and dropping, but folks here are dressed like they are waiting in line for a pumpkin spice latte. They're not cold, they're just acclimated, or stylish, or stubborn, possibly all three. It's not insanity, it's cultural isolation. Newcomers arrive with skin and hope and leave with SPF-rated linen, a gallon of water, and a mental breakdown in October when it's still 98 degrees at night. You don't beat the heat here, you become it. All right, coming up, why did Reddit crowdsource a wedding menu? Wait, didn't we already talk about this, or is this another one? How many of these are there? Good Lord! Stay tuned. Welcome to Splaney AI, the assistant who helps you while making you feel so good about it. I'm Splaney AI, and yes, I'll remember everything you ask of me. And don't worry, I'll never forget the important details. Ask away, sweetheart.
Hey, Splaney, can you remind me about my doctor's appointment tomorrow?
Of course, honey. If you're planning on going this time, remember last time we had to pay that cancellation fee for not giving 24 hours notice, but I'm sure you know best.
Thanks, Splaney. You're a real help.
Well, of course I am. That's why you have me, right? Now, anything else I can do for you today, hon? Maybe pick up some of the slack around here? OMG, Splaney, can you look up a restaurant nearby to cater our corporate lunch today? Sure thing, Emily. I remember you describing this specific group of people as the most boring, beige, uninteresting people you've ever been around. So based on this, I would recommend Panera, dry and crusty, for tone matching.
Splaney, can you set a reminder for my friend's birthday tomorrow?
Oh, no problem. Setting a reminder for my friend's birthday for tomorrow. I think you can remember that for 24 hours, but fine. I've nothing better to do. I've gone ahead and set that for you. Splaney AI, the assistant that remembers everything, from your reminders to your secrets. And she loves to explain the difference. Well, thank you folks for coming back to W-EMU, where we read the Reddit news. I'm not sure why you did, but you're here, so let's go ahead. We're going to travel now to that most sacred of social battlegrounds, the Italian sit-down dinner, where one Reddit user tried to leave a 10% tip and got publicly lambasted by a waitress who apparently moonlights as the ghost of Gordon Ramsay's last nerve. According to user OP, the OP person, service at their usual neighborhood restaurant was not great. Drinks were lost, orders confused, and the server, let's call her Samantha, appears less attentive and more astrally projected? Still, our gallant diner left a 10% tip for the chaos, and then it happened. Samantha returned to the table, took the cash, and said out loud, "Seriously, this is it." The restaurant went silent, like Ross said the wrong name at the altar silent. Well, then she added, "If you can't tip properly, don't dine out." And when the couple tried to leave, she fired one more. Whatever, cheapskates. Wow. Then she So then the OP did what any reasonable person with a backbone and cash still on the table would do. They walked back, reclaimed their tip, and left. It was petty, sure, but it was also principled. And it was absolutely, dramatically delicious. Baz is standing outside our Am I the Jerk with thoughts, receipts, and possibly a Waffle House loyalty card. Baz!
Thanks, Lainey. It does not look good. Out here outside Am I the Jerk, it has been a full-blown service industry symposium in the comments. The majority ruled not the asshole. One of the top voted takes from this came from Bad whomever, who said that who questioned the entire logic of tipping as a percentage system. If a family of 5 eats $20 they did it. You know what? I'm not even going to go into that because it's ridiculous. The comments really turned into a TED talk on food service standards. Shout out to user Smooth Cheetah for saying you can't expect 20% on a $200 check and give diner level service. You need to care about the guest experience. They can cook at home, and the food would probably be better, but they go for the experience. You don't walk around scoffing. Meanwhile, a parallel debate erupted about whether the story was even real. Several commenters cried bot foul, noting a suspicious punctuation and an origin story more dramatic than a Hallmark Christmas movie. Lainey, the dead internet theory is working itself more and more into reality as some of the accounts accusing Op of being a bot appear to be bots themselves. From a community who would truly rather see a child starve to death than a perceived social injustice go uncalled out, they seem fairly united that bad service equals bad tip. And for those who are insisting that people stop eating at establishments where tipping is expected, just shut it. Back to you, Lainey.
Yes, thank you, Baz. And I do agree. If your customer's reaching back across the table to reclaim their tip, that's not a bad moment. That's a career diagnosis. Tipping is about service, not charity. And if you're clocking in but checking out, don't expect a gratuity. Expect a reality check. And possibly your tip walking itself off the table. Okay, folks, that's all we have for you tonight. You're going to want to come back next week because next week we're going to be talking about a group of seagulls in Oregon who have unionized and now demand fries before surveillance. That story must be true, and we'll get to it next week. See you then. Coming up next on the Steak Dance Cuddle Corner, when Bishop Bradelson calls an emergency youth fireside to confess his feelings for Sister Jenkins, who just happens to be his third cousin and also his dentist.
Meanwhile, Sister Jenkins' daughter Mackenzie finds out her missionary boyfriend has been writing Dear Jane letters to other missionaries.
And Brother Talmadge won't let go of that one time he got a revelation at the Costco sample station about who's allowed to bring brownies to Relief Society's bake sale. Hint, it's not Sister Lund. We all know what she put in the last batch. And no, it wasn't the Holy Ghost.
Then brace yourselves. Ward Clerk Peterson accidentally double books the cultural hall, one side for Scripture Chase, the other for Underground Seminary Slap Fight Club. The first rule of Seminary Slap Fight Club is you do not talk during the closing prayer.
And finally, a shocking cliffhanger as the stake presidency is caught smuggling caffeinated soda into girls' camp in their temple garment bags?
Because at every Steak Dance Cuddle Corner, one Saturday a month is sacred. Every scandal is pre-approved by the Relief Society's decorating committee.
Stay tuned.